New Thought Media Network. We are a global broadcast network of positive music, media, and entertainment, inspiring humanity's evolution along the journey of enlightenment and creating a world of love, peace, empowerment, and prosperity for all. New Thought Media Network. Positively inspiring.
Good afternoon, good evening, and now the good news. Well, it's Friday, May 29th, everyone, and I am delighted to bring you a pile of stories today. And this one is the weirdest of them all, I think. All right, a wild rescue story with a mystery comes from Stoke-on-Trent, where a pony was found entirely trapped inside a tractor tire. Yes. Neither residents nor rescuers had any clue or idea as to what had gone on, which saw the pony jailed by the derelict tire, but no one waited around to find out. Residents immediately called the Royal Society for the Prevention of Cruelty to Animals after finding the animal trapped in a field. Rescue officer Nicola Riley described the event to the BBC as a delicate operation of an understandably very scared and uncomfortable animal. Opting not to use a cutting tool, the RSCPA, rescuers eased the pony's head and shoulders out of the tire, allowing it to stand up and wobbly return to its comrades in the field. Thankfully, everyone worked really well together and we managed to get him out without causing any injury, Riley said, who monitored the pony for the next hour to ensure he wasn't suffering any lasting trauma. The pony began feeding not long after his rescue. His fur was matted and very dirty, suggesting a long period stuck in the tire. The officer said that it could have ended very differently if the residents hadn't called and encouraged anyone in a similar situation to do the same thing. Wow, a pony in a tire. Never thought I'd see the day. All right, moving right along. Facing desertification, Man's campaign draws 30,000 volunteers to plant 1 million trees in his country. So many good news stories. From China's arid Gansu corridor comes the story of a rural county welcoming thousands of big city volunteers after a viral call for help. Minquin County is on the front line of China's struggle against desertification, but it recently received a helping hand thanks to a social media campaign, Plant a Tree in Minquin. It has led to a staggering 30,000 people traveling to the remote area on their own dime to help the area protect farming areas and water sources with new plants. English speakers have the English version of the Chinese outlet The Paper to thank for this frontier, reporting on the area that has combated desertification since 1950 with mass tree and shrub planting campaigns. The area relies on hardy crops like corn, onions, and melons to use soxay, whitethorn, and other desert plants to help green peripheral areas and water sources. A local named Zhongjin launched the Plant a Tree in Minquin initiative in 2024, who, according to the paper, had returned to his home after graduating university in 2020 with a specialty in desert control. His call for help using short video sharing platforms caught fire when Min Quinn became the set for a Chinese reality TV program called Become a Farmer. 10 urban youth were selected to cultivate 450 acres over 190 days, and the show was a hit. The country's public welfare center sought to capitalize on the publicity by opening a volunteer registration portal on its website to let real people experience what went on in the show. Between February and May, 30,000 people volunteered, made up of college and university age youth, parents looking to teach their children about farming and its challenges, and of course, fans of Become a Farmer. Volunteers told the outlet that the sandstorms, rugged terrain, relentless sun, and cramped volunteer dormitories have proven a challenge, but also that they've brought out a spirit of frontier camaraderie as the pit digging and tree planting wears everyone out equally. Local entrepreneurs have taken advantage to send the volunteers home with an experience they'll never forget. A number of curated travel routes have also been launched, guiding visitors through tree planting sites in major scenic areas where cultural performances and live action exhibitions showcase Minquin's landscape and heritage. The Plant a Tree in Minquin campaign aims to project vital areas probably protect vital areas of irrigation and agriculture with 1 million trees. Wow, bravo. That is excellent work by so many people. Well, laughing children is always a beautiful sight. Helping children laugh can make their brains more resilient and can make learning easier. Laughter is the best medicine, according to an old adage. Now, new research suggests it also boosts child development. Making children laugh can help make their brains more resilient and open to learning, according to scientists. Laughter builds deep emotional connection and soothes youngsters' nervous systems, making them more resilient because laughter is not frivolous, but rather a complex biological phenomena. Dr. Jacqueline Harding had conducted extensive studies into how laughter and play contribute to healthy brain growth, emotional well being, and social bonding. The early childhood expert at Middlesex University in Northwest London argues in her new book, The Brain That Loves to Laugh, says laughter can help children navigate life's challenges and better handle stress. Hope and humor, it seems, are not just the seasoning of life, but foundational to a recipe for healthy development. When we see children laugh, we witness the brilliance of the brain in action, learning, connecting, and growing. It precedes the neural development of speech, she explained, but it also engages a distributed network of brain regions, including motor areas and the prefrontal cortex. Laughter also influences heart rate, respiration, and production of antibodies. It decreases the stress hormones, cortisol and epinephrine, and increases happiness chemicals, dopamine, serotonin, and endorphins. Oops. It can strengthen the immune system and improve memory. Neuroimaging studies suggest that laughter plays a significant role in brain activity as humor is cognitively demanding and engages neuroplasticity. It challenges the brain to predict and resolve tension between conflicting ideas, providing a mental workout that enhances creative thought and activates both the working memory and frontal lobes. On the other hand, prolonged stress negatively affects both physical and mental development. It can impair learning, increase adult stress risk, suppress immune function, and contribute to illness. Okay, folks, let's keep laughing. That's what we want to do. She goes on to say, I believe that as we continue to wrestle with humor, this most intriguing human function, we must strive to shake off any dismissal of its frivolous nature and allow its serious contribution to human learning and life in general to shine. Wow, what a great story. Laughing Yoga obviously knows a little something about this. Well, here's a very cool story. A 108-year-old Delaware woman renews her driver's license to 2033, and she works out thrice a week. Well, 3 times a week. I grow old gracefully, said Susan Young Brown, who just received permission to keep driving until the age of 115. That's a testament to Brown's enduring aptitude and attitude for life, having recently celebrated her 108th birthday in Dover, Delaware. Brown was in Delaware in 1908, was born in Delaware in 1918 during segregation, where she, oh no, that wasn't, excuse me, let me start that over again. Brown was in Delaware in 1918 during segregation, where she worked on a farm with her family, sans water or electricity. She would eventually attend Delaware State College for colored students, today known as Delaware State University, and graduate in 1945, going on to teach in a one-room schoolhouse and elsewhere for 30 years. Married twice, she enjoys the company of a clan of children, grandchildren, and great-grandchildren. Nowadays, she can be found 3 times a week at the Modern Maturity Center, where she enjoys group exercise classes. Staying active is the key to that graceful aging she's talked about. When I get up in the morning, I have an exercise routine that I've been doing for the last 20 years, she said. When I retired and I walked around the classroom for 30 years, I am not going to sit down now. 130 people attended her birthday party, including Delaware's governor, Matt Mayer. Best of all, she was gifted a parking spot right in front of the building reserved especially for her. And on that note, let's take a little commercial break, and we'll be right back with more good news on the New Thought Media Network.
Please help us say thank you to all of our organizational sponsors, including the Hefferland Foundation, Affiliated New Thought Network, International New Thought Alliance, Science of Mind Archives and Library Foundation, Center for Spiritual Living Denver, Center for Spiritual Living Midtown, New Thought Philadelphia, Center for Spiritual Living United Life, Sunshine Cathedral, Planned Happiness Institute, Summit Center for Spiritual Living, One Heart Retreats, Universal Joy Center, Unity Kitchener, Unity Spiritual Center Ottawa, Home Center for Spiritual Living, Satya Center, Begin Within Ministries, Center for Spiritual Living North Jersey, Unity of Savannah, and the Center for Spiritual Living Seattle, as well as all of our individual donors. On behalf of New Thought Media Network, thank you, and please like, share, and subscribe. New Thought Media Network, come be you.
And now more good news. Well, this 87-year-old DoorDash driver in Washington received the surprise of a lifetime after a simple delivery mistake led to thousands of dollars in donations and a chance to finally retire. Joe Simons of Vancouver, Washington, has spent the last year and a half delivering food orders to help cover everyday expenses and pay for medication. But one recent delivery took an unexpected turn when he accidentally showed up at the wrong house. The wrong address happened to belong to Alona Dickey, and Dickey was cleaning out her garage when she noticed Simon seemed a little disoriented. After chatting with him for a few minutes, she was stunned to learn the man standing at her door and still working long delivery shifts was 87 years old. He couldn't imagine that being your own grandma or grandpa doing that, she said. Simons explained that while he appreciated being able to work, the job had become physically difficult. He admitted that climbing stairs and navigating deliveries had taken a toll, and he had even suffered a few falls while working. Touched by his story, Dickey handed him $100 and encouraged him to take the rest of the day off, but she didn't stop there. With Simon's permission, she posted a short video online and launched a GoFundMe campaign, hoping to raise enough money to help, ease his financial burden and possibly allow him to retire. At first, the donations came in slowly. Once it was at $400, I was like, Joe, We're at like $400. You can take a couple days off. Then the fundraising exploded. Within days, donations poured in from people around the world, pushing the total past $40,000 and leaving both Simons and Dickey overwhelmed by the response. I think you're the kindest, most fantastic people that I could imagine. I never thought there were people like that, people who would donate to a complete stranger they had never met. For Dick Lee, the experience became a reminder that kindness still exists everywhere. I think that a lot of people have really good hearts, she said. As for Simons, he believes the delivery mix up happened for a reason. She's my angel. How beautiful a story is that? I love it. Yes, at 87, he should be able to retire. All right, so the doctors found a 20-pound tumor, and her teacher refused to let her fight alone. When 7-year-old Kalani Jenkins was diagnosed with a rare and aggressive cancer, one teacher made sure she never had to face the battle feeling forgotten. When Kalani endured surgeries and months of chemotherapy, her music teacher stepped in with a simple mission: remind her student that an entire school community was still singing beside her. Kalani of Blackstone, Virginia, was diagnosed last fall with embryonal sarcoma after doctors discovered a 20-pound tumor growing on her liver. The young girl spent much of the school year away from classmates while receiving treatment at the Children's Hospital at Richmond at VCU. But even from miles away, Kalani remained part of her classroom thanks to music teacher Dominique Kaiser. I knew right away that I wanted to be able to support her as her music teacher in whatever capacity that I could. Kaiser stayed in close contact with the family throughout Kalani's treatment. She put together care packages, made trips to Richmond to visit her student, and worked to keep Kalani connected to her classmates during the long months away from school. For Kalani's mother, Latoya Jennings, those acts of kindness meant more than words could express. When she reached out to me and was like, I want to include her, it made me feel like we weren't alone, Latoya said, that people were thinking of us and praying for us. But what Kaiser did last month is something the Jennings family will never forget. Wanting Kalani to feel the love of her school community in a bigger way, Kaiser and the students at Blackstone Primary School dedicated their spring concert to the brave 7-year-old. During the performance, students sang Rise Up by Andra Day, a powerful tribute to a little girl fighting through the toughest season of her life. Kalani joined virtually from home, waving a scarf to the rhythm as her classmates performed in her honor. Kaiser said, making sure every child feels seen and included is one of the most important parts of being a teacher. Isn't that a fact? Wow. Good on you, Kaiser. You're a great music teacher, and this wee child is blessed to have you. Rise Up by Andra Day. Oh, that is a great piece of music. Okay, well, here we go. This story really surprised me. So, a rare deadliest cat in Africa, kitten born at a Texas zoo. Yes, a rare black-footed cat kitten is giving conservationists a reason to celebrate after making his public debut at Cameron Park Zoo in Texas. Meet Maverick. Oh, what a little cutie bean. While he may look impossibly cute right now, Maverick belongs to a species often called Africa's deadliest feline, thanks to its astonishing hunting success rate. And somehow, this fierce little predator will only grow to about 3 pounds as an adult. The zoo first announced Maverick's birth several weeks ago, calling him a major conservation milestone. According to Cameron Park Zoo, there are fewer than 30 black-footed cats living in zoos across the United States, making the birth especially significant. We're thrilled to introduce a very special arrival, our first ever black-footed cat kitten, the zoo shared. Keepers first suspected Gaia was pregnant after noticing weekly weight increases. The pregnancy was later confirmed through radiographs on April 2nd. Gaia went into labor on April 7th, but zoo staff noticed she was not displaying maternal care behaviors, something they said can happen with first-time mothers. To ensure the kitten's safety, the zoo's animal care and veterinary teams made this decision to step in and hand raise him. Since then, Maverick has been receiving around the clock care from the zoo's bird and small animal department, along with veterinary staff. And judging by the videos the zoo has shared online, the tiny kitten is thriving. Despite their small size and adorable appearance, black-footed cats are known for being remarkably skilled hunters in the wild. Their hunting success rate is estimated at about 60%, which is more than double that of lions. Native to southern Africa, black-footed cats are elusive nocturnal hunters that prey on rodents, birds, and other small animals. Their tiny stature and spotted fur may make them look harmless, but wildlife experts consider them one of the most efficient feline predators on Earth. Now, Maverick is quickly becoming a star in his own right. This is just the beginning of an exciting journey, the zoo wrote, and we can't wait for you to follow along as this little one grows. And he's only going to grow a little bit. 3 pounds. That's amazing. What a cutie. All right. Don't you just love riding a bicycle? I used to. All right. A Boise senior living director is turning ordinary bike rides into unforgettable moments for his residents, thanks to a special passenger bike that's helping seniors feel the wind in their hair again. At Table Rock Senior Living, residents are soaking up sunny days along the Boise River Greenbelt aboard the Blessing Bike, a three-wheeled passenger bike designed for people who can no longer ride on their own. And the person pedaling is none other than the executive director, Joel Preston. For 90-year-old Carol Montgomery, the rides have brought back memories from a lifetime of cycling. I love riding a bike, Carol told KTVB 7 with a smile. Carol and her husband moved into the community several months ago, and when she first spotted the bike sitting in the lobby, she immediately lit up. An avid cyclist in her younger years, she had deeply missed the simple joy of riding. The Blessing Bike program first arrived in Idaho in 2018 after a Boise couple, Wade and Jill Hauser, were inspired by Jill's 92-year-old mother, Rosemary. Wanting to continue taking her out into the community, they helped launch the idea locally, which later grew into a nonprofit that now provides passenger bikes to people who otherwise would not be able to ride. At Table Rock Senior Living, the bike has become much more than just an activity. Sometimes I just take it out and put it in the lobby, Joel said, and they'll come and ask me, "Are we ready? Can we do it today?" Located near the river in Greenbelt in southeast Boise, the facility offers the perfect setting for the outings. Residents with limited mobility can still experience the sights, fresh air, and freedom of being outdoors. Here at Barber Station, we have a lot of residents with limited mobility, but still want to get out, and we are right here by the river in the Greenbelt. They hop on and we go around the river. Even during colder weather, Joel finds ways to keep the joy rolling by taking residents on rides around the building itself. While overseeing the health and safety of residents is part of his daily job, Joel says these bike rides give him something even deeper. "I know that taking them out, I'm just making their day," he said. "It brings a lot of meaning to the work I do day after day and takes me out of the grind and into the real feelings that our residents have and the joy that we can bring them." And for Joel, the reward is simple. "Oh, it's an honor," he said, "just to see the smiles and stuff. It just makes my day, and it makes their day, and everyone wins." Oh, yes, bravo. That is a fabulous story. All right. "Please help my baby." A veteran's goodbye letter leads firefighters to adopt his dog and change his life. A heartbreaking goodbye outside a Texas fire station has turned into a powerful story of compassion, second chances, and hope for both a veteran and the dog he loved like family. After spending nearly 2 years homeless, a disabled veteran in Fort Worth is now beginning a new chapter thanks to an outpouring of support from firefighters, local organizations, and people across the country. And at the center of it all is Jake, the dog whose loyal face and emotional story captured millions of hearts online. What a pretty dog. The story began when firefighters at Fort Worth Fire Station 8 discovered Jake tied outside the station next to a handwritten 3-page letter titled Safe Place. The note was written by Tom, Jake's owner, who explained the impossible choice he felt forced to make after living homeless for around 20 months. I have nothing but my baby Jake, Tom wrote in the letter. Please help my baby. Aw. Firefighters said the letter immediately left an emotional impact on the entire crew. You could tell it was written out of love. At first, firefighters simply wanted to make sure Jake was safe. But as the story spread online, thousands of people began asking the same question: what about Tom? That question sparked an incredible chain of events. According to the Fort Worth Fire Department, their HOPE team, which stands for Home Outreach Prevention Education, immediately began working to help Tom rebuild his life. Within days, Tom was gifted an RV camper that he can now call home. The department gave special thanks to Burnett's Camping Center for donating the camper. The HOPE team has also been helping Tom get to medical appointments, meetings, and making sure the RV is fully set up in a safe place. Firefighters said they have worked around the clock helping him secure necessities for both himself and his new home. Tom, who never expected his story to receive national attention, said he has been overwhelmed by the kindness shown to him. He knows that surrendering Jake was the hardest choice he ever had to make, but it was the right choice, the department shared in a Facebook update. As for Jake, firefighters officially adopted him at Station 8, where the lovable pup has quickly become part of the family. According to firefighters, the lovable pup has already claimed the perfect recliner for naps and takes his role as the fire department's newest rookie very seriously. They say Jake now brings smiles, laughter, and companionship to the station every single day as he patiently waits for firefighters to return from calls. How sweet is that? Okay, and our hero story of the week. Wow, a police officer kicks in a door and rushes into a burning home to save mother and children. A Tennessee police officer is being praised for his quick thinking and courage after body camera footage captured him rushing into a burning apartment building to save a trapped family. Officer Rogers of the Chattanooga Police Department was the first to arrive at the scene of an apartment fire in Hickson on May 1st. When nearby residents told him people were still inside, he didn't hesitate. With flames already visible near the entrance, Rogers ran into the smoke-filled building and helped lead a mother and her 2 children to safety. According to WTVC, Rogers carried 4-year-old Marlo Blaylock out of the building with her mother, Rachel Blaylock, followed closely behind with the 10-year-old son, Charles. Blaylock later said she still can't stop thinking about the terrifying moments before the rescue. I kept thinking back, how was I going to get 2 kids down the stairs? She said Rogers immediately took action. He just grabs her, Marlo that is, and he was willing to go back in. I was trying to tell him that no one else was there, but he was going back up. Body cam footage later showed Rogers attempting to fight the flames himself using a fire extinguisher until firefighters arrived. Thankfully, no one was injured during the fire. In a Facebook post, the Chattanooga Police Department noted that officers are not specifically trained as firefighters, but said Rogers embodied the oath officers take to protect their community. Thank you, Officer Rogers, for your bravery and dedication to serving our community. CPD is proud to have exemplary officers like you. Well, everybody, that's it for the good news on this Friday, May the 29th. And may good news follow you all through the weekend and into next week when you can return again next Friday for a little bit more of the good stuff. I'm Barbara Jean, your host, and it is my joy to do this every week. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. And by the way, the New Thought Media Network is the place to be 24/7. So please do check out the radio station, check out the other programming, and hey, consider leaving a love donation to ntmedia.org. Just hit that donate link. Have a wonderful week, everyone, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.